Okay, guys, it is April 13th. We're at the beginning of week 12 of the semester. That's actually a bit of a conundrum I was in for a couple of days there. So last week was week 11, a week after spring break. And two of the professors are counting spring break as week 11, and two are not. The ones that are not is environmental law and policy and pre-Columbian myths in Latin America. And I decided to go with spring break not being included in the numbers because I did not get anything done I wanted to do. I wanted to catch up on my readings for like 2 classes. I wanted to get started on my PowerPoints. Nothing got started because I've been struggling with sleeping. I honestly barely slept that week, and so it kind of left me in a zombie state. What I was managing was like 2-3 hours after feeding the puppy at 6 in the morning, and then like an hour in the afternoon, and the rest of the time I was like groggy and barely existing. Excuse me. Oh no, am I getting sick? I was also trying to use vlogging to like motivate me, because that helps me a lot to like stay motivated and keep myself accountable. But I scrapped all those videos, none of them worked, and it's just been a disaster. That week also we didn't have the car at all, so I couldn't even force myself to stay up in the morning to do my errands and do things to keep me steady on my sleeping schedule. So it just was a disaster last week. I don't know how I survived last week, honestly. I was barely sleeping as well. But we've known that my early afternoon Tuesdays and Thursdays class, which is the history of California, we were not going to be meeting because she was giving those hours for our history project. The evening class, I did join them. It was pretty fun. We've been reading Julio Cortázar. I don't know how to say his last name. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, to be honest. But we read Night Face Up. It was a really interesting short story. What else? Oh, I also had my last volunteer day, and I was invited back, which was really surprising. They're like, after your semester's over, we would love to have you. What I ended up finishing was California, Florida, Washington State. Washington State was the one that had the most programs. However, the chapters of each program was a bit messy because they didn't always have locations. They would just have contact names and numbers. And it seemed like their locations were random, mostly churches. I don't know, but I gathered as much as possibly as I could. And so, yeah. I also looked into Oregon. I wasn't able to find much in Oregon. And Texas, I only was able to get like one program into Texas before my time was up. But yeah, so now all I have to do, which Kim is going to help me do this Friday hopefully, is go and take some pictures for the PowerPoint. I'm going to reach out to the person I was working with to see what I can take pictures of. So I really want to get the communal area for the dogs where they're playing, but I don't know if I will be able to do that. I'm hoping that I will, but if not, it's fine. Maybe I can have him get another volunteer person to do that for me if I'm not able to walk around, But I can ask the professor if I can use social media pages and maybe use that and just cite them, because I'm gonna already have all their social medias in my PowerPoint to begin with. So what else? Oh yeah, so the oral history project, I'd never reached out to the librarian. I didn't even start communications this semester, so that's been a bit frustrating. Honestly, procrastination is my worst enemy when it comes to school. And so all I managed was to finish my paper without getting her to review it. Kim was really nice enough to do it for me. Google Docs is really acting up a lot. Like, it started having problems last semester, and this semester it's just, I don't know if I need to update something, or it's really not being accessible with VoiceOver on the phone anymore. But it's been a mess. Maybe I changed settings. I just need to have somebody look at it to see what's happening. But Kim was able to proofread it and edit as much as she possibly could. Apparently, she also experienced a little bit of what I'm telling her. I'm like, I can set it up in the format that it needs, but the moment I share it or save it, it goes back to being single spaced and yada yada. And she actually experienced it. Now she realizes what I mean, and so she helped me figure that out. She also helped me format my bibliography page. I did get it graded. I got 70 out of 70. I feel like I don't deserve that grade. She wanted 5 to 7 pages. I ended up with 9 pages, with 10 pages with the bibliography, make 10 pages. And so, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I got it done, and that's all that really matters. For that class, I only have the final project left, and that's what she's focusing on the last 3-4 weeks of the semester. And so tomorrow I'm going to see if I can just make the rest of the semester self-study, so I can just focus on, honestly, I don't know if I'm just getting out of a mental fog, but I'm not understanding the instructions. So that's why I'm going tomorrow and speaking to her tomorrow about it. What else? Volunteer hours. I think that's it. Oh, I received this back. So I just wanted to show you guys, because I know I didn't show you guys it on the actual video, my final product. So it says El Barro in foam letters, and the mud person did lose a lot of dirt in its like torso, but the professor did say, being that it, you know, the whole story is of its dissolving, which is kind of giving it character. And then I did use this water. I did end up keeping the water. But yeah, that was week 11, and we're now in the beginning of week 12. Don't know how it's gonna look like. Excuse me. By the way, this morning, oops, hold on a second. Sorry about that. I was getting the hiccups. But this morning I did get a phone call from the vendor that's working for DOR. By the way, for the past 2 weeks, I've been getting emails from DOR telling me to confirm with my counselor if I received the technology, and I sent her an email the first time I got those emails, and I got the second email, so she's not doing her job again. But the vendor finally called me this morning, which means it took them about 2 to 3 weeks for them to call me after they received the technology. Apparently they're just going to set them up, set the software up, set my personal like email and all of that stuff up in there. I wanted to use my student email, but being that I don't know if that's possible, I just decided to go with my personal email. I did get the 2 technologies, which is the computer and the Braille Sense. And so they're going to be setting that up. They did not tell me when they're going to bring it to me. All I know is that at this point I have Wednesdays and Fridays available. Sounds like it's going to take about a week to 2 weeks. But for the training, I don't know when I'm going to receive that. So I don't know what's happening with that. But at least I know that it's on its way to me. It's being set up for me. And that's better than not knowing what's happening. So yeah, that is where we are now, and we are going to leave it here and see you guys at the end of this week. Okay guys, it is April 16th. It's Thursday. We're actually not heading to campus today, so a quick run through. I have a coffee with me, by the way. It's the iced sugar-free vanilla latte protein version, because on Uber Eats you can't order sugar-free if it's not protein. You can, but you have to select the regular vanilla latte and then take away the regular vanilla and then add the sugar-free syrup, and that's like over $1 for each one, so it's like crazy. Anyways, we're not here for that. You want to say hi to everybody? This week 12 was pretty quiet. So moving forward for my early afternoon campus class, which is history in California with Cup Choi, moving forward is gonna be kind of like a hit or miss. On Tuesday, I was only there for 10 minutes because she's just having them do group work. Oh, here's the label if you guys want to read it. Hopefully you guys can see it. But what am I trying to say? Oh, so I don't have a group. We worked out, we talked about it, and we decided that I would be by myself. And then when she brought up a third option, I was actually in the middle of like having a bit of anxiety, and so I was not able to focus until like I processed what she said, like literally a couple of days later. And I wish I would have made that choice. It would have been a lot easier on me, a lot less stressful, but it is what it is. So moving forward, I don't know what's gonna happen because today she did have class. Next Tuesday I have a Zoom just to check in with her. So it's gonna be like a hit or miss for the next 3 weeks, and I'm really hoping that she'll accept just seeing me every Tuesday through Zoom instead of me driving all the way over there just for 10 minutes and then waiting for like what 3 hours for my next class. Technically 4 hours, but 3 hours, you know. We already have been talking about the final for my evening class, which is the pre-Columbian myths in Latin America with Garcia, and that has been really fun. I'm actually excited for this. I have so many plans and ideas for it. I'm gonna start working on it. I am also going to film this. Hopefully it's not as chaotic as the midterm one, because it's going to be in parts, so it's probably going to be a little chaotic, but hopefully not as chaotic as the other one. Before I do start that, I need to go look at, I need to ask my sighted members here what fast food place that has like dark paper bags that they give you, so I can go get some. Anyways, so yeah, so we have to really start cracking down on major projects now. I need to catch up on readings. I'm really procrastinating on that, and I don't know what to do, you guys. It's really frustrating, but at least we're getting to the end. I know for a fact I'm not going to pass environmental law and policy. It's been a mix of my errors, and then just the communication with the professor is just not there. And unfortunately, I haven't tried in like 3 or 4 weeks, but the first couple of weeks I really did try. And she never replied to not even one email of mine, so yeah. Besides that, I don't have any updates for this week. It was like a really, honestly, a really simple, quiet week. I did miss Monday's class because there was like a weird storm with like thunder, and it was pouring rain, and there was even hail in certain areas. And my mom was like, I'm not driving in this rain. And I was like, crap, how am I going to get to school? So I emailed the professor. I'm like, hey, the person that usually takes me is not willing to drive me in this storm, but I'm going to try to figure it out to try to make it to campus. But if I literally so that happened like around 2, right when I was literally ready. I was like grabbing my bag when I heard the thunder. I tried to record the thunder. I did manage to get some rain, so I might add a little bit of here at the end here. Hopefully you guys can see it. But literally by like 2:30 it stopped. Like it was not raining anymore, and it was like it didn't even rain. It was crazy. But by that time it was too late for my mom to drive me because my class starts at 3. So, and it's like around that time it's about a 40 to an hour drive, even though it's typically like a 20-minute drive without traffic. Anyways, that was my week. I'm supposed to head to school today, but it's thundering and I'm pretty sure that it's hailing. Let's see. I just put my finger. Oh, I can't even open the window. Hold on a second. I want to see. Yeah, it's pouring. I'm gonna have to call.
En aproximadamente 18 millas, toma la salida 153B por Bradford Street.
Ya se acomodó. Ha dicho, hasta nomás no le hice entender.
If you guys didn't see the clip, I'm sorry. Also, on Tuesday there was crazy traffic. Like, I think I got a clip of that, so you guys probably saw 2 random clips in there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.